So in this chapter, it's really likely that most of the clips you've got, unless you shot them all yourself on the same camera, will be different sizes. Some will be in 4K, some will be in 1080p, and their aspect ratios will also be different. What do we mean by that? Well, you can have an aspect ratio of 16:9, or if someone shot something on their phone for Instagram, for example, you could have something 9:16. So that means it'll either be horizontal, 16:9, or the box will be flipped like a vertical phone. That'll be 9:16, and a bunch of other things, whether they're shot on GoPros or other type of cameras and phones. So the goal of this chapter is to look at all the different clips that you've got, and we've supplied you with a bunch of different ones here, and we want them to be a certain size and aspect ratio for output, our final video. So we're going to show you how to manipulate all of the videos so that they will all match in your timeline, so that when you output your final video, it's exactly what you want, whether it be 1080p or 4K, 8K, whatever you need. So let's get into this. So there's something else going on with this first video here. If we look at this here and we look at the resolution, this is an oddball one. Like normally sequence is set to 4K, which is 3840 by 2160, but you'll see that this actual resolution is 4096 by 2160. So however they did this with a GoPro or some other gimbal system, again, because you didn't use the same camera, these are different settings on different people's cameras and what have you. So we would click on this, right click and say scale to frame size. But what I see now is, look at these black bars that come up here and here and here. So what does that mean? How can we fix that? So if we clicked on here, we're in the editing panel. We're just going to go to effects control. And then while we're clicked on here, you can see this scale and position. We can literally just highlight over this and you'll see that little pointer will move the scaling number in and out. So we can make this smaller or bigger. We can make this up and down. This is how you'll affect any special effects that you're using with text or video or titles or anything. If you don't remember numbers that were set, you just can click on this to reset the parameter and go back to square one. So to get rid of these black bars here, all we're going to do is zoom in just a little bit, just like so, and then we're good. And I can click back on here and we're back. So that now matches these other ones that we see on here. So let's take this a little bit further. So for example here, let's say you dragged all of these media into your project folder here. So we have drone rock over here. We have a woman walking on the beach and couples swimming, blah blah blah. These are all different resolutions. We have a picture here which is 2832 by 3665. It's not unusual for pictures to be a totally large size. Then what we've done here is we have either dragged this drone rock over into this and it's created this drone rock sequence here, and this sequence setting then will be 4096 by 2160. Then we have another video clip of, if I double click on this woman walking on the beach, which is 1920 by 1080. And then we have another video clip of people jumping into the water, which is 1280 by 720. Again, totally different people, different cameras, different resolution. So we have some samples in here. So we dragged, in our example, we dragged this first video here, of this beach scene, and it's called 10 Drone Rock 4K. And it made, when we dragged that onto here, it made this sequence setting. So now, but we want our output to be 4K. So first things first, we want it to be 4K, which is 3840 by 2160. If we look at our sequence setting by looking here, we can see if we hover over it, it's 4096 by 2160. It's the same resolution as the first video we dragged over. So we want to change that. So I'm going to go to sequence settings, and you can see here that it's 23.976 frames per second. It took on the frames per second also of the video clip, which is what we want. For cinematic video, it's 24 frames per second. You don't normally type in 24, you put in 23.976. And then our frame sizes here, I actually want to change this from this to normal 4K, which is 3840 by 2160. And then we're just going to say OK. And it says changes to the preview file format of the frame size require all the preview files to be deleted. Okay, we're going to say yes. Okay, now we can see that our drone rock sequence here is now 3840 by 2160 because this is what we want to output. So when we go through each one of these clips, we can see that they're all different sizes. So each one of these video clips are different. They were filmed differently. This is 1920, the woman walking on the beach, and then the people underwater, and then our photograph. So the way that we can do each one of these is, this looks fine here, but if we right click on this, if we zoom in a little bit, so make sure in this box here, do the plus arrow, and then you can right click on this and say set the frame size. That will set this to the 4K resolution that we want. Now, like in the previous section, we have these little bands here because of this strange setting that this was filmed in. It was obviously a drone. So now we're in here, we'll click on this clip. Let's go up to this source area and we will do effects controls. And now we're on this guy. You just click on this once and these will come up. So I'm just going to use the scale slider just to move this. You can see, just like the other video we were doing, just move that to about the size we want. Okay, so now this is our first video. It's now in our 4K setting and we resized it for that. Let's go to the next clip here. The next clip is this lady walking along the beach. Again, right click, set the frame size, and automatically now she is set up here. And you can tweak these things up here if you want to, but you can see it goes up 200% because it was 1920 by 1080. The 3840 is going to increase the zoom or the scale by 200%. Okay, that's good. Now we're on this one, these people jumping into the water. So if we click on couple, this one was in 1280 by 720. So again, right click, set the frame size. And we have this little pillow box here on the side. You can see the black bar here, but not on this side. Again, click on this, and then we can just drag these guys to wherever we want this. So we're going to do this. If we can't get rid of them, like here, we're just going to do a little bit of a zoom just to get rid of that, and then they're gone. And then our last one over here, if we zoom over, is our picture. Now the picture, again, you're gonna click on this and do set the frame size. Now set the frame size if you like this look, because it's a photograph. It's up to you, but we will zoom this around and rescale it. Now pictures are always much bigger and you're not going to be able to get this. If you want the whole picture in, you're going to have to just have it like this with these big black vertical bars here. And this is an effect that some people do for photographs. But we're going to zoom in as much as we can here to fill the screen. And then we're going to go up and down maybe to get, this guy looking over the city, just like that. So now we have all of our video all in 4K resolution. And when we export this out, they're all going to be in the right frame size. And that's it for this one.